now, get ready for some idiots talking about shit. Here is Justin, Tony, Destin, Andy, and maybe upside down Tommy. It's that talk.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of BACC Talk. If you're watching us on the YouTube, you're going to notice something a little different. Missing one of the guys today. Dustin has some scheduling conflicts. Unfortunately, we may be missing him for a couple of weeks. Filling in today, the cock himself, Brad. Brad the cock is filling in. And, of course, I've got Tony and Justin with me today. So I have two idiots and one cock with me other than the three idiots. So let's get started on the right foot. Tits up, everybody. Oh, what's going on, guys? Another fun week. Almost, it's winding down on summertime here. Kids go back to school this week. I mean, so that kind of stuff, the trips, the vacations, the family stuff is winding down here. What's going on with you there, Justin?
Yeah, I believe they're going back to school next week. You said next week?
Yeah, next Friday, or this Friday. This coming Friday, they're going back to school.
Well, you went to school around where I did, so you remember going back in September, right?
Yeah, it was always after the holiday.
Like, because my birthday's in October, and I remember, like, having to, like, invite people to my birthday party and only having to know them for a couple weeks, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, I know I went back in September. Why? What? Who wants to go back in August? It's like
it was always after Labor Day. It was the week somewhere the week after Labor Day, because the pool's always closed on, you know, that the holiday weekend. Here, the pool closed this past weekend already. We still got August. It's gonna be hot.
There should be no children going back to school before September.
You know, we talked
That's
last week about
decree.
fairs, right? Like, so we had the county fair last week. This week's the state fair. Kids can't even go to state fair. They're in school. Like,
Crazy.
yeah, it's becoming a little stupid. I heard Ohio is already in school, but that's even worse.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So I guess you
like
could say
that
that's
3 months.
unfair.
I don't have any clue what the cock just said.
I said I guess you can say that's unfair.
Oh God, he's got dad jokes too. There's nobody laughing except for him too.
No, you're smirking.
I think we're laughing at you, not with you. So
I'm laughing deep down inside.
what else is going on there, Justin? What's going on with you? I noticed something. Came across something on Facebook this week that involved your family. I know you have a history of hurting your foot, so I'm assuming this is a family thing now. That it just runs in the family. That your whole family just hurts their feet.
Actually, yeah. As far as running in the family, there's not much of it.
More dad
And
jokes.
if you do, you don't go too long before you hurt a foot. So I'd be careful about running in this family. Yeah, apparently my nephew got some kind of gouge in his fucking heel or something. I don't know. Phew. And you're talking about kids going back to school. Like, kids around here have a couple more weeks at least, but that's, you know, kind of screwed for him because he likes to run around like kids do in the summertime, and now he's got to be on the Oculus or whatever those kids have that have 3 dimensions. Have you tried those?
I haven't.
Instant migraine for me.
I have not done the VR stuff. My son has it. I watch him do stupid stuff. I usually go up behind him and push him or something while he's doing it.
Well, I tell you this much: they need more adult games related to these 3D stuff they're coming up with. You know, it's mostly kids oriented, and it's just dumb. Like, it's almost like Candy Crush in 3D. Like,
So what are you looking for, like the Playboy of the Oculus world?
No, I knew you would go that direction. I'm talking like I'm talking adult, like how adult video games get. You know, it just seems like it's too like happy, all the stuff. Maybe it's just the stuff that they have that they're allowed to have, but I don't know. Like, you know how you said you came up.
You hate happy things. You hate fun things.
Right. This goes along with that. Well, you can only there's like a Jurassic World game, and like I was just astounded. I was like, I had this thing on my face for 20 minutes, until I realized like the whole point of the game was just to stare at a dinosaur. Like I'm like, what do I do? What do I run over here and pick up arrows? Like what? No, you're just supposed to enjoy the majesty of this fucking fake dinosaur, you know? And I'm like, like where's the game, bro? Why can't you make a game? Like you said, you came up behind your son, you pushed him. Okay, so I automatically thought there should be a game where you could jump off a cliff. You know?
I mean, there's like you can ride roller coasters and fight people and shoot people and stuff. My son does that. I see him all the time. He's up here. He's like having sword fights.
Oh, I want that game.
So,
I want to play that. I want to go to there.
I mean, when you said adult, I figured you were just looking for like hustling.
Yeah, of course you did. Yeah, you're like, yeah, get them titties in there.
That's right.
Virtual strip club where you
Yeah, yeah.
actually touch
Oh, there you go. Justin hates the virtual strip club too.
No. True to life game. There's an actual guy that comes in if you're caught touching him and beats the shit out of you. And you're like, "Ah." And that's how you lose the game.
So let me ask you, you're talking about this, Justin. Have you ever played Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah, I love those games. I mean, you guys play them? You guys understand what I'm saying? Like, I like them, then I don't like them, then I like them, then I don't like them.
Yeah.
You know, like, every other one is really good.
So I got to ask, have you ever screwed the hooker?
No, there was. You know
I'm
what?
not
Grand
surprised.
Theft Auto.
I'm not surprised he's never fucked the hooker.
Well, when I first saw GTA 4, when I first saw DTF, it was I was watching somebody else play it, and somebody else went and banged the hooker in the shaking car in the alleyway.
Yeah.
But like I'd seen somebody do it, so I didn't really I needed to see it. But yes, I've witnessed somebody banging a hooker in one of those games.
And have you like taken your character into the strip clubs or anything like that?
No, I mean I play like the solo mission, so sometimes the story involves going into the strip clubs.
Do you hate that part of the story?
No, that's funny because of the pixelated like nonsense. You know, it's like, wow, that's what a naked lady looks like in video game form. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, they wander into strip clubs in those games. They know it sells. But
I'm not surprised he's never banged the hooker. So that's I can't say I'm not surprised because you can bang her and then you can beat her ass and get your money back.
That's definitely all on my fuck it list.
Tony, what's up with you? We're gonna experience some weather tonight, I think.
Yeah, it sounds like it. So, I mean, I experienced some today while I was at work outside on break. Nice sideways rain, so it was a good time. All soaking wet going back into work. So yeah. Other than that, nothing much. Normal stuff. Work all the time and do nothing on the weekends. I mean, I had to replace the pipes underneath my kitchen sink yesterday, so that was a great time. Making several trips to Lowe's because people don't know how to stock stuff and put it back in the right place, so you grab the wrong shit. So it was great.
Nice. Well, you guys remember last week's episode a little bit? Kind of what we said. Somebody else who's joining us at this moment was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Something that he's always supposed to do, but he never does.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if we should just go ahead and jump into the emails, or should we actually talk to him?
No, we greet our guests. Hello, sir.
Cock. All right, I
Madam.
greeted him. What else you want from me?
Yeah. Well, that wasn't like a specific set. I think we did it. We're good.
We're good. We can move on.
Emails. Yeah.
Onward.
Let's check out the emails because I can tell you somebody didn't email us last week, but we got a couple emails came in. One good one I'm going to read. It is from Janelle. Congrats on over 2,000 downloads. If I won the lottery, I would pay off my mortgage, buy a vacation house down south, help out my family, and invest it. I would still work, but not sure if I would keep the same job I have now. If you guys host a show in Vegas, I would definitely be there. A good stripper
Or-
song for Justin.
Hell yeah.
Oh God.
Pony by
Genuine.
Genuine?
Genuine. Yes.
Or
That's it. That's the one to
or
beat.
or Sexy Back by Justin Timberlake. So when you do your stripper show, Justin, those are the two requested songs for you to do that. Vince retiring. I honestly believe he isn't actually retiring, and they are just saying it due to his lawsuits. However, I wish he would actually retire, and then maybe I start watching WWE again weekly. The last couple of shows I have watched were terrible. I didn't watch SummerSlam yet. So that's from Janelle, and she touched on all the subjects we asked everybody to email us about. So that was cool. Thank you, Janelle, for reaching out to us. We'll have to get you a T-shirt, I think. I'll have to reach
Good
out
email.
to you.
It's good. It's good email. It's good T-shirt email.
Good T-shirt
Good email.
What do you think? Yeah, I think.
Everybody do Robert De Niro. It's a good
Yeah.
T-shirt email.
You know, but I hesitate on sending people T-shirts now because once you send them T-shirts, they don't email you anymore.
Well, I'll take one. How much you want? How much you want for it?
I think probably 500 is probably good.
I don't have that. These are knockoffs, man. These aren't real Gucci. In fact, I just fucked something up by tapping them. God damn.
So that was good. That was good email. Maybe we'll get her a shirt. Maybe we won't because if we do, she will stop emailing us. Right, Brad?
No, I was actually going to do it during my lunch break today. But
Why
had
would
already
you
messaged
wait
me
until the last minute to email?
because I wanted to see how SummerSlam was going to be.
Good answer.
To where I could add on about, Vince retiring and how Triple H and Stephanie are going to be running the show.
But you didn't email us anything.
Well, no, because you had already messaged me about me being available. So I was like, well, I might as well just do my email in person.
All right, so why don't you go ahead and give us your 2 emails you were supposed to send to us now?
Okay, first one. If I won the lottery, I'd actually donate $100,000 to BACC charities, which that's your charity.
Yep.
Buy a house. I wouldn't go all fancy car, but I'd buy a nice car. Actually do something that I've wanted to do is buy a race car and actually race for fun. And
What kind of race car are we talking? Because if we hit that billion, right? Let's just say you were in, which obviously we didn't hit the billion, right, guys? But we did hit some money, and we'll
Maybe
get to
Dustin did.
we'll get to how much money is owed to all of us here in a minute. But so if you hit the billion, right? We figured it out when it was 800 million that we were all getting like almost 200.
110. No, like 110.
We're all getting 110 million.
I'll
So
pull
you
up the
add
count.
some, you add another 25 to 40 mil there if we hit the billion, right? So what kind of race car are you buying then?
I'd actually go factory stock.
So you're not trying to buy like a NASCAR charter.
No, not right away, because I was like, I want to stick to dirt. I like dirt racing.
You
If you don't like dirt racing, that's your own asphalt.
You like getting dirty? Down and dirty?
I always love getting dirty.
You like
Always
rolling
down
in
and
the-
dirty.
You already do roll in the mud?
No, not rolling in the mud.
You're not rolling
I'm
in
not
the
a pig.
mud? I was going there too. You beat me.
I know
to
you
it.
were.
Gotta be careful here, man. You're being steered. Gotta be careful. Don't inadvertently admit to anything that didn't really happen.
All right, so continue.
of stuff
You buy a race car.
Have fun with that. I still work at the job that I have because, I love my job. Pays good, You get good vacation hours.
Couldn't you
they're-
take more vacation if you didn't work?
No,
What
it's
is
what they gave
what
me.
is that chump change money they're paying you could actually do for your life when you have $100 million?
100 million will go into savings. And then if I need to buy some stuff, I mean, there you go.
You could take $1 million a year salary and never run out. You'll be dead.
Well, I mean, my son will get it then.
Right. And then all the other money just sits there, gains interest. But so I don't understand why anybody would work a full-time job.
Because I love my job.
Okay. Well,
Hey, if you love your job, you don't work a day.
you know what?
He doesn't
He doesn't know what the fuck he was going to say.
I'll tell you as if I'm Ray Romano, because I'm stoned. They say if you love your job, you never work a day in your life. My wife won't have sex with me. That's every episode.
You know, that's all until the race group's coming up on going on a trip somewhere to see a race, and Brad can't go, even though he's got $100 million. He can't go because he can't get off at work.
Yeah, I think the first day.
I can put in the time.
Fuck off.
I
think that the slightest thing that could happen at work with that much money is like you basically just like buying time till you're just like, fuck this, I'm out. Like easily. Yeah. So if he abuts at something like that, as simple as like I can't go to this thing I wanted to, the entitlement he would already have with that much money towards that job would be like, fuck that, I'm out. The first sign of that, that's
or the first time your boss goes, Brad Cock, you fucked this up, and starts yelling at you, you'd be like, well, fuck you, I'm out of here. Like,
yeah, like I think everybody loves their job, but I mean, nobody really wants to work. And if you have money, you eventually got brainwashed into working to make money. So once you have the money, it's like, why would you do any of this stuff that you clearly only do for the money?
Right.
Right.
Like,
no matter if you love it or not.
I've always had the saying, you work to live. You don't live to work. Plain and simple. If I don't have to
have it. Yeah. Well, to have a job after that, any kind of job, unless you're like, well, I won't say his name because every time we mention this movie, we have to add in the podcast. But somebody was really rich and they said, I just mowed the lawn because I wanted to anyway. I understand that.
Right.
But like working like a 40-hour-a-week job and you have that much money, it's just like,
that's craziness, especially when you can just like charter a plane to whatever city you want on a Wednesday because you can.
And I'm pretty sure you could buy whatever company you work for at that point.
Probably. Yeah. Why are you gonna?
Or at least that franchise.
You're gonna take it up the ass by the $1 million CEO because you like your job? Like, come on now. Like, you have more money than that.
I like my Starbucks family. Well, guess what? Here you go. I'm selling the franchise this week. Special. Take it. Make it your own. I would say do that. If you like the job, buy the fucking job. If it runs into the ground, fuck that. You have like millions.
Right?
Here, but last week I was saying I'm going to blow all my money trying to get people like to believe in UFOs.
It's going to become the Elon Musk of UFOs.
Yeah, instead of being obvious and making a ship that goes like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make ships nobody knows about and just fly them around that look like alien ships, like surpasses everybody's expectations of aviation. And be like, what the fuck is that? That's what I'm going to do. Let's think about it for a week. I still agree with myself.
Either that or be like the kid used to do with the shoes. What are those?
All right, so what else? What else is your email saying here, Brad?
Okay, that was the first email.
And then you forgot about the rest of the shit, so you had to email us twice.
Yeah, I had to do another email. Because for me to get another compliment from you within a year, I mean, I had to send 2 emails.
No more compliments for cock.
Yeah, Andy's used to that.
What, emailing cock? Yeah, I'll email my cock, whatever.
You said no more compliments for cock, and I said you're used to that.
For Mr. Bradcock.
I guess so.
You did not specify.
No, I didn't. Damn it. That would have been great. That would have been a good
All right,
dad joke.
continue. Your emails, sir.
So, I'm glad Vince is finally fucking gone.
Is he gone?
I'm kind of leaning towards what Janelle said. Like, he's not really gone, but he's like going to be like in the shadows. To Dustin's point about, AEW and WWE working together, I kind of believe so, just because there is relatives on both brands. I'm not sure like how close Nick and Tony are. But I mean, I think that it could be arranged. And
Okay.
I mean, after watching SummerSlam, I thought SummerSlam was awesome. I mean, yeah, some of the matches were weak, I mean, I liked Pat McAfee beating Happy Corbin. I mean, that match wasn't the best.
All right, so I want you to tell me what was good about. I finished watching it today, and you tell me what was actually good about SummerSlam.
I liked Edge coming back. And
By
then
himself?
Bayley,
No Brood? He's just the Brood himself? I mean, what?
I think he's going to do kind of what he did with Judgment Day. And he's going to recruit as he goes along. And that's going to set up for a pay-per-view match between him and either him and somebody else against Balor and Priest. Or it's going to be kind of like a mix tag with Judgment Day with Balor, Priest, and Ripley against Edge and two other people, another male and female.
So if you think that's going to happen, okay, first of all, we talked about this last week, or I think it was last week, or maybe another show. Your top four pay-per-views are supposed to be the ending of your feuds, and you start on a new feud Monday night. Now, instead, what you're saying they are going to do or should do is actually create a new feud that goes into some garbage pay-per-view that half the people will watch.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, but I want to kind of see how Triple H and Stephanie are going to set it up, though. Now, are they going to make it for Clash at the Castle?
The fuck cares about that? Already, I don't give a shit about that.
I mean, the main event's going to suck because it's Drew McIntyre against Roman Reigns. Everybody knows how that one's going to turn out.
I'm already. Why do I give a shit about the fact that they're going over to the UK to do a pay-per-view in just a couple weeks with no new feuds booked, and all this? We're going to just rehash more shit.
Well, I mean, I think before we say that, I mean, we watch Raw and SmackDown to see if anything starts to build up, because I think they're trying to get something started between, like at the beginning of the show with Bianca beating Becky, and then Bayley coming out, bringing Dakota Kai back, who was released and re-signed with WWE, and Io Shirai.
Right, which was one of the most disappointing moments that they could have made so much better. First of all, you ended up with a 3-on-2 with no beatdown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Yeah, I mean, I would have
3-on-2 with no beatdown. You have to, if you're going to throw a 3-on-2 out there, the three people aren't the ones tucking tail and walking out of the ring. Well, how is this believable?
I think because I've read reports of like Triple H is in talks with Sasha Banks trying to get her back, and I believe Naomi as well.
So why are you going to bring her back on some Monday Night Raw that half the people won't watch and they'll just read about the news instead of one of your top 4 pay-per-views?
I mean, I think people were surprised of who he actually brought back already, like within just a week.
I don't see it. Where is it believable? I'm sorry. If the three of us, me, you, and Tony, corner Dustin and Justin we're not going to be the ones to tuck tail and walk out of the ring. But that's what happened.
After it took us 15 minutes to walk down to the ring anyway in the first place.
Yeah, what happened is the ones with the numbers tucked tail and walked out of the ring, and we're like, we're not going to do this now. You got 2 people you're fighting. You got the numbers. Beat them up. Even if you don't have a third member there now you can show up with the third member down the line to make it fair. What was the purpose of 3-on-2 with nothing and the 3 walking out? Now, if the 2 were like, all right, you got numbers, and they walked out of the ring, now you're making sense. This makes no sense whatsoever.
Well, no, I mean, I think people are going to try to... I don't know how Triple H and Stephanie are planning it. But, I mean, I kind of like where it's going as far as bringing people back. I like that the whole Lesnar and Reigns feud is done with. I mean, they showed pictures of Reigns in the ring after he lifted it up with his damn tractor.
You mean Brock?
He climbed up. Yeah, I thought that.
You said
Lesnar.
Reigns. You said
I thought I said Lesnar. But yeah, when Lesnar raised it up, actually at the end of the show, he walked up to the top part of it and little tip his hat, which people thought he was retiring or leaving, but they've already advertised for day 1 at the beginning of the year in Atlanta. They got him as the poster boy.
They also had a toy with him holding the bet with both belts. So,
yeah, I heard about that too.
I think so. All right, you brought it up already because I was going to ask you what other points of this show did you actually find entertaining or good? But since you brought up the main event already, what were your thoughts on the actual main event?
I mean, it was just the same as before. I mean, yes, they added some new stuff as far as bringing in tables and, actually doing more than just Superman punch, spear, F5, German suplex. I mean,
have we not been down this road before when the Big Show was in a last man standing match and the only way to beat him was to bury him under a bunch of shit?
Yeah, which a lot of people ask me. Well, my fiance actually brought it up. She's like, why doesn't he just put the bucket of the tractor on Roman Reigns where he can't get up and win that way?
I kind of thought that might be coming. Mm-hmm. But we've been down the road. Big Show was in a last man standing match before. Lost it by being buried under a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And what was the point of Theory being out there?
Yeah.
I was hoping that they would have just let him cash in and bring him in the match and then just freaking destroy him. But now he still has the damn briefcase. He's still going to brag about, I'm the youngest Mr. Money in the Bank still.
What was the point of him being there?
I mean, he got his... Well, he got his butt whooped by Lashley clean, surprisingly.
Mm-hmm.
So
you have him involved, and then let me ask you this question, and I'll try to explain this one to Justin so that he can fill in a little bit too, or at least chime in on what he thinks. So this is what happens, Justin. Brock Lesnar drives a front loader. You know what a front loader is? A big tractor with a scoop on the front, right? Brings it down to the ring, and at some point in the match, he takes the scoop, puts it under the ring, and lifts up a corner of the ring for no apparent reason because they didn't use it at all whatsoever. Okay, after that. Now that the ring is cockeye, the rest of the match. They didn't get in the ring at all after that, but the ring is cockeye. It's probably at the high corner, 10 feet in the air. Okay? Meaning a half of your audience that spent $200, $300, $400 on these floor seats. Can't see a damn thing of the match anymore because they're all doing their wrestling over on the outside of the ring, over by the low spot of the ring. If you bought a ticket, Justin, for $400 to sit on the floor at one of the top pay-per-views, and in the main event, they made it so that you had an obscured view and couldn't even see what was going on, how would you feel about that?
I would be like, pay-per-view, more like I paid for no view.
Pretty much. I mean, that was the whole time. I'm not really paying attention to what they're doing. I'm just sitting there thinking, they better use this fucking ring for some reason, because you've got a bunch of people now in the arena that spent a lot of money. Because the people who spent, the cheap seats, they can see everything. But these people that spent a lot of money to sit down on the floor can't see a fucking thing.
Well, it's just nice that the peasants finally get something.
I guess. And it gets taken away from the rich. I don't know. So Brad, you brought it up. So what's your thought here now on that? They don't use this ring for any reason.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. They didn't use it at all. They just stayed to the outside, broke the announce table.
That's where Theory came in. Theory was over there on the low side, so people couldn't see that. The Usos were over there, couldn't see that. Put Paul Heyman through a table, couldn't see that. All these high spots, even Barry and Brock Lesnar under a bunch of trash. These people can't see it.
Yeah, they got to turn their head to look at the friggin' giant screen, which isn't right. You pay good money for those kind of seats, and you want to be able to see the show. So I mean, exactly. I thought that part was pointless.
I mean, I get it. If you're going to use the ring for something, at least you had a reason, right? But there was no reason behind it other than when he lifts up the ring, Roman Reigns falls over and rolls to the low side outside the ring.
Which I cannot imagine sounds like it would look cool.
It did look cool, but could you? I just can't imagine being.
Did he look like
people.
Courageous?
No, he just fell over and rolled out.
Spying, or he just look like a bitch? All right. Yeah, that can't look cool. Even if you don't want to see fucking somebody sliding down something.
I mean, they didn't go under the ring and wrestle, use some shit that was under there or whatever.
That would be cool.
There's so many things they could have done with this, and they did nothing.
So he came out. He rendered the match itself, or the mat, useless, and then they started wrestling on the floor. Right?
Well,
is that what happened?
He did this about halfway through the match where he lifted it. Okay, so some of it was in the ring, people could see, but the high spots at the end where people are going through tables and people are, people who aren't supposed to be in the match show up and start fighting, are all in this low area, and these people behind the high area of the ring can't see a damn thing.
You know what? Do they get people on TV? Do they get that portion of the audience and they're all doing this?
No, because they kept their camera over on the low side. You couldn't see those. I mean, it was so high, you couldn't see the people.
Right. That'd be funny to see, a camera from this angle of them looking that way, and they're just all fuck.
It made, cool. Again, and this is your main event. You fucked your audience. And what you did with this spot made no sense because you used it for nothing.
Mm-hmm. It's all for naught.
So, Tony, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. You did all this and you got nothing in return for some of your fans sitting there being pissed off. I mean, it was an okay match. It started off here and there, back and forth a little bit, but yeah, just the whole burying thing was just ridiculous. I mean, that's what it finally took to put him down. You got to throw everything on top of him, and it's just, I don't know. I wasn't real impressed with SummerSlam altogether. I mean, there was some good stuff here and there, but some of the stuff was just stupid, just the way they did it. Just like talking about Edge coming back. Great, Edge came back. But really, you have to build this freaking staircase for him to come out of in the middle of nowhere and be like, oh, I'm back. Like, really? Why can't you just bring it back to the old school? Lights go out, Edge is in the middle of the ring with a chair, and he starts swinging. That's all
Because
you
the
gotta do.
fucking ring was a mile away from the dressing room.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
The lights would have had to been out for a year.
I mean, yeah, and there was just other parts, like the whole Riddle and Seth thing. I know they're trying to build up to it, but, like, really, you got to do that right there and just come out, curb stomp, and everything's over with. It's like, come on. I mean, it would have been more entertaining if it was, like, backstage or something and you're showing something back there instead of all that.
So I bring it back to Mr. Cock. What was good about this show?
I mean, I like the Bianca and Becky match.
For what reason?
I mean, from what I saw at the time, I mean, it looked like a good match. I was also arguing with my son to get him to try to listen while I was watching, but
I mean, it was an okay match. I don't think it was over the top. It wasn't a show stealer. It was just Bianca redeeming herself from last year's SummerSlam where she got beat in like 10 seconds.
Yep.
That's it. There was nothing good about this show. So now I ask you this, with me personally saying nothing good about this show. We all knew Triple H took it when Triple H took over. SummerSlam's booked. Monday Night Raw was booked. SmackDown was booked. Was this Vince's SummerSlam?
I believe so, because everything started taking place while Vince was still, in charge.
I mean, I don't see how you can rewrite a whole pay-per-view with what you've already built.
Yep.
I just don't see that happening. This is already booked. Things are, going on. That being said, if this was still Vince's pay-per-view, Triple H needs to look long and hard at the producers of these matches and say, your shit stunk. Step it up. Make it make sense. Or I'll find somebody who can.
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole thing behind wrestling is it has to be believable. It has to make sense. And that's why that whole thing in the first segment with the women, and you have the ones that have the 3-on-2 and the 3 tuck tail and leave the ring, makes no sense. This is a fighting show. You come out there with numbers. You beat up the people that are outmanned.
Yeah. Or you even have Bayley come out by herself, going out to the ring, basically coming back, hey, congratulating, EST, making it sound like, oh, yeah, hey, congratulations, blah, blah, blah. And then, bam, turns right there. So you know that, Bayley's not here to be, played with anymore, with her turn. But I don't know.
And now you have a Becky face turn on top of this, which didn't feel like much of a face turn with the way they played it.
No.
There was no big high spot or something to pop. You know what I mean? It was just I guess I got your back type of thing.
Mm-hmm. And now she's going to be out for a while with her shoulder injury, so.
Yeah. So anyway,
the heel turn for Rousey, which I think that was by far one of the worst matches.
Yes, it was.
That was Jesus. So now Liv gets to go, I'm the only woman that's beat Ronda Rousey twice.
Yeah, it was. There's just no. There was nothing good about the show. Nothing made sense. There's nothing to look forward to. It was bad. You didn't. You're supposed to end rivalries on these 4 shows. You didn't do that. You're just gonna continue with the same old bullshit.
I think Theory and Lashley are done. I think that's the only one.
The tags are done.
Yeah, tags are done. I think Montez is going to wind up turning on Dawkins.
Yeah, he deserves a singles run. To be honest with you, I'm just gonna. Yeah. I'll put that out there, but anyway, that's our take on SummerSlam. I thought it was terrible. I continue to stick by that. If you guys think anything different, and you think that I'm wrong or you agree, let us know what you thought of SummerSlam if you watched it. I'm going to let Mr. Cock tell us how you can do that.
By emailing us at bacctalkus@gmail.com.
That's right. So hit us up. Let us know what you thought of SummerSlam if you watched it. Do you think this was still Vince's SummerSlam? Did you like any of it? It convinced me why you liked it, because I thought the whole show was shit. We're going to move on from that. A couple of us, I know Dustin and I and Mr. Cock were all kind of pretend race car drivers, right? But in the real world of racing, there's been a lot of disqualifications, cheating, things going on here. We almost had Sunday the same. So last Sunday, the 2 people who won, first place and second place, got disqualified, and the third place person ends up being the winner. This week, the second place person gets a penalty, and if he had finished first and was racing for first place, if he had finished first, we'd have had 2 weeks in a row where our winner wasn't our winner. The 2 that got disqualified, they had some illegal shit on their car. Let's call it what it is, a fucking piece of Scotch tape, a couple inches long. But NASCAR said, sorry, not supposed to be there. And they got disqualified for cheating. So that brings up a question, right? Have you guys ever done something a little bit, maybe against the rules, or, something to sway things in your favor? Basically, have you ever cheated on something? And we're not talking about relationships here, cheating. We're talking about tests or sports or whatever. Tony, what do you got on that? Anything? You ever been a cheater?
Nothing that I can think of. I was trying to think about this since you started talking about it. I don't know. I don't really think, I can't recall of anything at the moment, at least. I'm sorry. I mean, yeah. I guess I'm just a good guy.
You've never done anything. We're talking done something you probably shouldn't have at work. There's always something in there that you skewed it so you could do something a little bit better than someone else.
I don't know. I really can't think of anything.
That's why you're always up. All right, I'll come back to you. But if you don't have anything, that just makes me now realize why you're just always a loser.
And you hang out with a loser. So good job, buddy. Good job.
makes me look better. Justin, what do you got? You ever cheated on something or whatever?
Yeah, I remember in high school, I remember cheating, have something underneath the paper that the teacher didn't look at. I probably cheated in that class because the teacher just didn't care enough to make sure you weren't. But it wasn't really living life on the edge because everybody pretty much did the same thing. And No, I'm boring too. I don't know what I cheated with. Man, I
Fucking
don't
goody
know.
goodies. I swear to God. Were you always a
But I
loser
definitely cheated
too?
on. Yeah, I've definitely cheated on tests in high school. I remember. So, that's what I did.
Never faked something. Never, We'll get back to that in a minute. Cockman.
Faked something? Yeah.
Unfortunately, I
fake
gotta make it the trifecta.
You're a goody
I
goody
can't recall.
loser too.
I guess so. I mean, I could say I cheated on a race team to join a better race team, but I don't know if that would be considered cheating.
Maybe, yeah.
I did it to better myself.
So I don't know if you would consider this cheating, but Justin, we did this together. Okay?
Oh,
I don't know if you would call it necessarily cheating, but maybe stretching the truth on,
Okay.
telling all the ladies how bad of a band we really were. And, then just going out and rocking the panties off them, and they so well that they had to take us off stage.
Right.
I mean, that's stretching the truth or cheating or whatever.
See, no, that's being in character. This is a podcast. You know?
I mean, come on. We were probably the best young up and coming band, but we went out and we're like, we're just okay. We're and we went up there and rocked it. So if you guys haven't caught on, we went up there as a band thinking we were the shit. They yanked us because we sucked ass.
It's fucking bullshit, man. Yeah. Is it too late for a class action against those so-called Christians?
But we
That are
only
supposed to
sucked
turn
ass
the other
because
cheek?
the counselors made us change the song.
Yeah.
The song
Yeah.
rocked, but the lyrics just didn't work. It was about a karate frog, and they're like, you need to make it Christian frog. Then last minute, you're trying to write a whole new fucking song about, this Christian frog that prays and stuff instead of one that kicks ass. I mean, that's a completely different song. I mean, I can't
Right.
say that I blame you for writing a bad song.
I mean, and seriously, counselors, have you been to a bog? Right? A bog is rough. You don't need a Christian frog. You need a karate frog to guard it and guard it tough.
That's right.
Now, how are you gonna turn that into a Christian frog? Is he gonna reach you with the power of Jesus and hopefully he stops punching you in the face? No. Karate frog ain't gonna take no shit. He doesn't care about your soul.
Yeah. So we did rock. We rocked panties off, but it was hard to do when you're changing the song last minute. So,
Dude, the only panties that came off had to be hanging somewhere in your basement because that's the only time we played the whole song. When we rocked panties off, they had to be like haphazardly hung somewhere in your basement. That counts probably, yeah. Otherwise, then yeah, we're stretching the truth a little bit.
You're telling
30
me
fucking seconds, I want to say. 30 fucking seconds, I want to say that this fucking lasted. We have a 3.5 minute song. We got 30 fucking seconds. And these fucking Christian ass motherfuckers are like, wah, wah, get the fuck out of here. My microphone's louder than yours. Just fucking talked over us until we fucking stopped strumming. And you stopped drumming. And they said, get the fuck out of here. Fuck you.
well, it's because they didn't want.
Why
all
you gotta
the
get me
panties.
mad?
They didn't want all the panties coming off. And I get it. It's a Christian retreat. I mean,
No. The real band that was hired to do that didn't want the panties to go back on. They're like, oh, Christ. Oh. You mean to tell me, like, Captive Free and all these other bands weren't, like, trying to get laid?
Well,
They're
why
like,
do you
hey,
think
I'm
they?
in chapter 3.
Why do they think? You know, they got to pick and choose who they hung out with at night, right? So they probably picked the ones
I
with all
know.
the good-looking chicks.
Yeah, and then well, why? Well, then why do they keep saying no to us?
Who? Who was saying no?
Why?
to us?
No, that was the joke.
Oh, I thought you meant the ladies were saying no to us because they weren't saying no to me. They were maybe to you.
No, the cool Captain 3 members that said no to coming back to our family time. Why'd they say no to us if they only picked the one with the hot chicks? Oh,
Because
Well,
we didn't
maybe-
have the dudes come back. We always had the girls come back because I was there.
because we had hot dudes, man.
Yeah.
It's fucking bullshit, man. They weren't even good anyway. You know what they wanted? They wanted like you hear their songs. It's always like, God makes it happen, you know. And like, our song was about a frog, and frogs don't have souls. Only people go to heaven. So like, what's this fucking shit? And they were like, yeah, this is bad.
Yeah, but then you had the two stoners up there singing Uncle John's band.
You remember that?
Yes.
I always remember that because I play that song, and every time I get to the goddamn part, I always remember, like, one of the first times I heard it was those assholes playing it. They said, "Oh man, well I declare, let's get the fuck out of here." You know? First of all, why did you pick? Like, do you know how many songs have the word "goddamn" in it? Like 2. Okay, you managed to pick one to play at a church retreat that you had to take "goddamn" out. You fucking idiots! Don't pick that song, assholes. It has a very fucking obvious goddamn in there, and it's a celebrated goddamn. Well, I declare, you know, and they're like, oh man, well they probably even changed to oh Lord, do I declare.
We got
Yo,
Justin
Andy.
on a fucking roll now.
I was gonna say you struck another nerve.
I just hate when assholes play songs and they change the lyrics. Like, pick a fucking different song then. Don't change shit. Don't change shit.
Weren't you an asshole that
We used to-
changed the lyrics?
To what?
Weren't you an asshole that changed the lyrics?
To what? Oh
Really
yeah, I was.
wrong.
Shut up. No, I don't mean like that. Shut up. I changed lyrics to my own song. All right, I didn't decide to pick somebody else's song and I changed lyrics. But like, those weren't good enough. I'm gonna do these. Fuck off. Pick a different song. It has goddamn in it. Well, this isn't the place to do it. Which leads me to believe these assholes probably play that song. So it wasn't like a one-off thing where it's like, I think we should go do this one. It's like, let's try our shit here. You know? So normal night, yeah. It's like, let's do that, like the typical fucking open mic assholes. Let's play our fucking 3 songs we play every time we go out. And that's one of them. What about the goddamn? Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, no.
Oh man!
Oh no!
Josh Brown, I did a couple jams with him a couple years, like spanning a couple years. Every year we went to one together. We're like, we're going to do this Nirvana song or this Green Day song. And there was one Green Day song, and we're like, we have to change it. Like, it was fucked up and spun out in my room, whatever. That song, didn't. And Josh is just like, I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say it under my breath. And he ended up doing that. He's just like, fucked up and spun out in my room. So we kind of like inched under the fence there. But you know, it's weird. You can't curse at Christian things.
How did you
Why?
give up the lead singer position to a guy who plays the bass?
He plays the bass?
Oh, I thought he was our bassist. I
Does he
don't
play-
know.
I don't think he was in. I don't think Josh was in that. Was he definitely in that?
I think he was.
We got to get him on. We
We need
We
him
need
and
to find this
Kopi.
out. Yeah, well, I know Chris was, and I knew you were and I were, and then that schlubby dude that was like on the side, he's like, hey, can I play a lead over your stuff? What key are you in? We're like, I don't even know what you're saying, dude. and we're like, yeah, you have long hair and makeup around the eyes. Shit, like, we'll just get your runoffs. You know, yeah, come hang out with us, you know. And
Still
then it got to
best
his
was my-
noodling part.
My best was my ponytails.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. That was definitely. I mean, they saw that coming. Like I said, we've talked about this on multiple podcasts. They saw us coming, and they're just like, they could already. You ever tell like when you can hear that something's gonna before it even starts? It's, That's what we sounded like by how we looked. Oh, this is gonna be fucking terrible. This guy's gonna do Sublime songs.
Tony, did you think any way of you cheating yet?
No. Still haven't thought of anything.
Jeez. Brad?
What a goody two shoes.
Hey, I was gonna say, I already told you.
Jesus.
She don't want one race team to join another, and it was to better myself.
So let's talk about that, right? So we had the episode a couple episodes back about thieves and assholes, right? And that goes along the lines of cheating, right? And they were cheating. They were giving stuff that didn't belong to them away, right? I mean, what they were doing was really illegal. But I want to touch on this again. I want to rehash this thieves and assholes because, again, we won't mention who they are because we're not going to give them any spotlight. It's like giving a spotlight to a mass killer, right? You don't do that. But just in a moral standpoint. So this group pissed off another person this past week, and this person got heated. So this other person decided he was going to start blasting them all over Facebook and racing communities and things of that sort, right? Start blasting them, start putting out picture evidence of what they were doing, you know. And they, of course, they're all in these communities. Everybody's in these communities. But they have members in the communities. They didn't come out and defend themselves whatsoever, right? They may have had 2 or 3 people come out and say something really stupid. But other than that, nothing really was said. The guy who has the setup shop from one of the setup shops that they were stealing from actually came out and commented that he said this was 100% true. He knows it's true. This is factual evidence, or, you know, whatever. However, they went in their personal page, group, whatever, which is actually public, so anybody can read it. So even though they've disbanded me and I can't comment on their shit, it's still a public page, so I can read it. This guy, okay, so let's just, we'll come up with a time frame here. Let's just say the guy who was mad posts his shit at, let's say, 6 p.m., okay? About 10 p.m., this cheating, lying asshole posts up, there's a guy out there on these groups talking shit about us, blah, blah, blah. My grandfather just died today, and they're doing this on purpose on my day of mourning, and, you know, that's just the type of people they are. Now I'm just thinking to myself, first of all, how does anybody know this guy's personal business, right? Like, all the time. Like, nobody, I'm a fucking mind reader only with the ladies, right? I don't know anybody shit who dies or whatever in your family. But if somebody posts something about you doing shitty shit at 6 o'clock in the evening, and then at 10 o'clock in the evening you're posting that, nobody fucking knew shit about your nobody knew anything about your grandfather dying. You're just using your grandfather in your group to gain sympathy on the shit that you did wrong. Tony, I see you shaking your head there, so let me get your opinion here.
Yeah, I mean, that's all it is, I'm just trying to give sympathy for myself, make you guys feel bad for me so you guys will like me again because I did something stupid and somebody called me out for it. And yeah, that's what it is. I mean, if it really bothered him or whoever the fuck it was, like, you wouldn't even worry about it. You'd been like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this shit today. I'll deal with it another day if it really affects him that bad. I mean, because if something like that happened to me, I'm not going to sit here and get on social media and be like, oh, somebody's talking crap. I'm like, you know what? Whatever, dude. I'm not dealing with you today. So it just seems like, it's kind of like a sympathy card. You know, hey, look what I did. You know, feel bad for me, and yeah.
And he wasn't so upset about his grandfather that he couldn't walk away from it. And no, in fact, he's took his time throughout the evening after his post when this same guy who blasted, or another guy who knew about his stuff actually commented on his post. And he took his time during that evening to continue to rebut back at him. Mm-hmm. If you're upset about your grandfather, why are you dealing with this pretend race card stuff in the beginning, to begin with? But it's pretty obvious that if one is posted at 6 and you've already blocked everybody you can that is against you, right, on a personal level on social media. So nobody, even if you had posted something about your grandfather, nobody would know about it that was actually posting something negative about you.
Yep.
And 4 hours later, you're using this for sympathy because, again, it's been pointed out that you're a crook. You preach God, and see, this goes back to what we do, Justin, or we've been through, right? People that preach God and then turn around and are crooked, just like the ones that preach God but couldn't give us more than 30 seconds on the stage.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're thieves, too, because they stole our bitches.
They didn't steal my bitches.
Fuck the fucking captive free dudes. They stole our bitches and the women too. I'm sure.
Just yours.
Captive free stole our bitches too.
Maybe just...
You didn't get shit, man. You were the drummer in the failed. We get 30 seconds banned as well. I mean, your hair alone probably got 1 or 2. But I mean, you didn't have the buffet you were expecting when you left New Jersey that morning.
Yeah. Maybe at that one, but the rest of them I did pretty well. It was 1 or 2 at that one, but the rest of them, we always had a buffet.
Well, you if you did okay, then the one time you did badly is when you put yourself out there. It's kind of like a metaphor, man. You put yourself out there. You said, okay, I'm going to take stage, and I'm going to show people what I got. I still get girls, but the anomaly here is like I'm going to get more girls because I'm going to be a performer now and a good one. And then when they didn't give us the time of day, that's when you fail at bedding them down, in a way.
Yeah.
Right?
So what?
It's like a metaphor.
So what do you think about this guy using his grandfather as bait, basically, to gain sympathy for his wrongdoings?
I immediately thought of the Kevin Spacey thing. If we all remember him, remember that actor?
Mm-hmm.
That's not allowed to be in anything now because he forced himself. He forced himself on a young actor back in the day because the guy was enamored with his clout and, typical young shit where it's like, here's this older actor, and then he turns out to be a monster and tries to rape him or whatever. But now Kevin Spacey comes out and says, I've been struggling with my sexuality. So it's like, I felt like the echoes of that, it's like, just don't say anything. If it's true, it sucks. You can only incriminate yourself further, and you look like an asshole when you do shit like this. That's akin to what this person did, he's trying to act like you believe the nerve of these people, on a day when my grandfather so and so, but he is using it more than the other people are because he's using it to get sympathy. So it's ironic that he thinks people are using the shit on him on a bad day when he's just using it to his advantage. I mean,
exactly.
The smart people see it. The dumb people are probably the ones that are still his friends. And there you go.
Trash will be trash is kind of what I always say, right? And there's no change in it. You can't always take out the trash because the garbage always fills up.
Yeah, and the people that listen to him are the raccoons. It's like
trash,
you got trash I like. You got trash I like. Yeah, sure, buddy. Yeah. Sycophantic, just by nature anyway. So whatever.
Brad, Mr. Cock.
Yo.
What do you think of this situation here?
I mean, I agree. I mean, he's using his grandfather as oh, poor pity me. Even my fiance calls him a little bitch.
Nice. But seriously, I mean,
It is like a pitch perfect.
like it's like if somebody came out and said something to me about, you know, the podcast is shit or whatever, right? And I go, well, why are you saying that on the day my dog died? Like,
Oh, hang on, wait 1 second. My fiance just sent me screenshots 56 minutes ago.
Oh, breaking news.
oh yeah. Well, this is called brought a halt to the podcast. Thanks for coming, Brad. We won't invite you back.
Oh no, she sent me. He posted, "Time to have an awesome week of streaming and proving the haters wrong. My gramps always said, as a pastor, if you have people who hate on you and try to make you out to be the wrong, or to be in the wrong, then you're doing something right. You have all their attention, and they want to know what you're doing to be so happy. See you tonight, fam."
So is he Catholic? Because he should go to confession and fucking tell. No, you said pastor. That would be priest. Yeah, you should go to confession and be like, "Bless me, Father, for I sin. What'd you do? I'm a fucking thief." Oh, did you see the commandments? That's like one of the big ones. All the Hail Marys, you fucking moron.
Like, and he actually says, I think in this post, they're trying to call us thieves. You're a fucking thief. It's been proven time and time again that you're a thief.
Is it like a dictionary problem? Like, is it hard to is it hard to convince him of the definition of what's clearly going on in terms of like getting something that getting a gain from somebody else's work? You know, like, isn't that not stealing? Like, just like, you don't have to physically take something. Like, I don't
Okay,
understand.
so speaking of that, Andy, you want to bring up like some of the comments of like how he admits, but yeah, he's like, y'all keep bringing it back and acting like it's high school.
Well, yeah, I mean, he basically admit, oh, we did wrong, but you keep bringing it up. Fucking 2 weeks ago. It ain't like this is old news. It's not like it happened 3 fucking years ago. This is 2 weeks ago. This is still a hot button topic. When Russia invaded Ukraine, we didn't stop talking about that for 2 months.
Right. And this is way worse.
Right. You know? I mean, anything. Any hot button topic. You don't stop talking about it just because it happened yesterday and you talked about it yesterday. Like, some people still don't know the news, right? So you have to continue to give the news.
Yes,
So-
we have new viewers every day. They need to know what's going on.
Right.
So, in the words of him, you know, we got to spread the gospel, people. Let the people know.
Yeah, and I think that's the part of this that pisses me off the most. This guy
Uh-oh, Justin.
preaching God and all that stuff.
What?
Just
It pisses him off.
dun dun dun.
Yeah. I don't-
He doesn't bring
One
his
of these
shit
days-
anymore.
we're gonna do a
He doesn't
sound-
bring his shit
We're gonna do
anymore.
a sound check. We're gonna do a
So-
sound check, Andy. Just you and me, and then the next show we'll have dun 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 and all that
Well,
stuff.
we're supposed to, and I never have time, or you never have time. So one or the other has to either
Yeah.
quit their day job or something. We didn't hit the lottery,
That's
so
what
I
you're
couldn't do that, right? So
Hey, quit your day job.
I gotta quit my day job because I gotta get with Justin on his sound check. But it pisses me off to no end. The guy's out here preaching God every day. God is on our side. God will help us. God bless you. God bless me. Praying at the end of his streams, and he's a fucking thief. But he does that. But that's
Goddamn
another
alive
thing, right?
Blair.
That's another thing, right? So how many times do you see these fucking big, you remember like Billy Graham and shit, right? He's big.
Well, how about the one guy recently?
I don't know.
How about the one guy recently? They found like cash stuffed in his walls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
It's a money grab for these guys, right? It's use God to make money. And that's what this guy's doing. Because if you look literally at his post for every time he puts up a stream, okay, it says, God bless you, fam, and all this other shit. But 5 times within 30 lines of text, he's asking for money. And for people to donate money to him. So he's using
really
God
fam?
now to make money when he's just a crook. And that pisses me off.
Yeah.
Tony?
I don't know how you stomach that as a person, but some people can do anything, I guess.
Tony, what do you got on that?
I mean, yeah, it's ridiculous. Just like you said, you know, if he's asking for money from all these people to keep doing whatever he's doing, you know, making it sound like it's God's work and whatever crap. But I mean, stupid, yeah. That you're gonna sit there and do that, but you know, as they also say, you know, as a Christian term or whatever, you know, you're supposed to turn the other cheek and all that. But yeah, he's just wanting to fuel the fire and make everybody, you know, come worship me, come give me sympathy, come join my page, come build it up so I can get more money out of you. No, you just need to just shut up and go away.
Brad?
It would be better if he just was like, "Hail Satan," you know? Like, he'd be like, "Okay, I get it," you know? But no, like these fuckers got to twist it further by being like, "Praise Jesus." You know, like the Hail Satan thing, and like fucking eat children. Like I'd be like,
Well, you
makes sense. He's a thief.
That almost reminds me of. Did you watch? What was it? True Blood on HBO.
Oh yeah, I used to love it.
Okay, so they had the one lady, or they had the couple that was like ran the church or whatever, but all they were doing was like hoarding vampires or some shit like that. Anybody remember that
They
part?
had horror vampires.
Hoarding vampires, but there may have been some horror vampires.
Yes, because freaking Suki's brother Jason. It was a season 2.
Yes.
Because
he joined the church or something. Yes.
Yeah.
So it reminds me of that, right? Like you're gonna use God to be an evil person. It's strange. But Brad, what else you got on this before I drop the big bombshell on this?
Well, going back to what Justin was saying, I was like, reminds me of him talking like off of Little Nicky when he does the Chicago soundtrack. I command you in the name of Lucifer to spread the blood of the innocent.
Fuck.
You know, like
we need a new special fill-in.
I saw that movie in the theater. I saw Little Nicky exactly one time. You like that movie? You watched it a few times? Is it like memeable? Like one of those movies for you? Because Ace Ventura is that for me. Like, you know,
I love Ace Ventura too. Jim Carrey, Adam
like
Sandler, one of my favorite actors.
Andy, what's your quotable shit? You go around quoting a lot of stuff, or one particular
Fuck
thing?
no, I didn't have.
He never watches movies.
The only thing I'd ever quote is there's 2 lines. One is, "It's not my fault you didn't play catch with your dad," and the other is, "Dad, want to play catch?"
You know what? I accept your response. That's the only 2 you need. I'm actually jealous of yours, and I just go around quoting Big Lebowski all the time. But Little Nicky did not stay in my brain for longer than it took me to get home from the theater. I just remember Quentin Tarantino was in it.
So I'm gonna drop the bombshell on this whole scandal. Okay.
Wait a minute. Can I just share my screen real quick?
Sure.
I just wanted you to see this. I just looked this up to make sure.
Oh God, he's pulling a Brad.
Now, if you see this, I looked up 10 Commandments, which is pretty cool. And it's not on there because it went away. You look at number 8. It's real small, and goddamn, I'm getting sick of saying that. But yeah, look at number 8. See that? It
Thou
says, I'll read it for you. It
shalt
says,
not
Thou shalt not
steal.
steal. Yeah, and I did a little bit of research here, and I was like, 10 Commandments. What is this stuff? And it apparently is something that Christians like rely heavily on for like a lot of stuff that they believe. So I thought that was interesting. So if he's a Christian, like he knows about that. So it's kind of weird that he would steal, but he would also know about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just
exactly.
just
I mean,
food
you
for
would
thought,
think
you know?
you would think as like somebody who tries to preach the gospel that you're probably pretty studied up on those 10 things, right? I know we had to memorize them. We had to memorize them back in like just to get confirmed, Justin.
Right.
Pastor
Right.
Klecky would have beat
And that
your
was just
ass
so you
if you
could
didn't
stop.
know your commandments.
And of course, you had to learn all that stuff to get confirmed because you had to get confirmed to stop going to church. It's very important.
I thought it was you had to get confirmed so you could start drinking at church.
Maybe for you.
You drink at church? You drank before you wrote that rap, huh? That makes all sense.
I mean, you get confirmed, and the next thing you know, you're going to communion, and they're handing you alcohol.
That's not. That's some shit house wine right there. That actually made me not want to drink wine for like a long period of my life. Where I was like, no, I've had wine. Yeah, you can drink it. Let's just try this and that. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's like, what about wine? Be like, what? No. What am I, at church? No, they can have good wine.
So here's the bombshell. Everybody who listens to us, whether you're on Spotify, Apple, Player FM, YouTube, wherever you are, I want you to look at our episode list. Okay? This is going to be listed as episode 14. Okay? I want you to go back and count the episodes as you can see and tell me if there are 14 episodes there. And I will go ahead and give you just a second to do that. The answer is no. There are not 14 episodes available for you to download and view of the BACC Talk podcast. And here's why. Here's why.
Dun, dun, dun.
There is one missing. It happens to be an interview, a very good interview that we did, okay, with a certain veteran who received, I'll say the number now, $1,400 to get a PTSD treatment done. The group that paid for that is the group that this other guy is bashing and saying all they're trying to do is tear us down. Okay, they're the group that paid for this. But that veteran who he'll just go nameless. Anybody who's seen it will know who it is. But was involved in the stealing group, or is involved in the stealing group, and still is, and defending the stealing group. And came to us and said, I never gave you permission, never signed a permission slip to be on your podcast. I want it taken down. Okay. We took you down. We don't need to promote a thief anyway. Okay. But $1,400, all the money came from the group that they try to say is trying to tear them down. Okay? Not a penny, not one penny of $1,400 came from this streamer or his group to support their member to get a PTSD treatment. Now, this is a God guy who just keeps asking for money. But what is he doing with his money? He's putting it in his fuck pocket. Not actually helping his people out. Or helping people with his money. So that's the bombshell right there. Tony, Don't you think that group should have paid something to help their guy out?
Yes, most definitely. I mean, because, yeah, if he's part of your group, you take care of your own, you help each other out. So, but I mean, yeah, especially now if they're all sitting there bashing, the people that helped him out, saying they're just trying to tear him down. No, that's ridiculous. Nobody's trying to tear you down because they actually did something good for this person to help him out while you guys did nothing and just sat there. So.
Justin, what's your thoughts on the bombshell?
Well, that's disheartening, that he's involved in that, and oh man, that sucks. And I think I told some pretty good jokes on that podcast, episode 4. So, I'm really upset you had to take it down, because that's probably some of my best material. A large part of my fan club is based on stuff I did in that episode. So,
well, that's okay. We
Fucking
could probably do some edits on. It's not like I don't have the episode. It's just not available for download anymore.
can I put it on my reel? Can I have it to put it on my reel? I promise I'll take the dick nose.
But I mean, what do you really think of that? I mean, here's this God guy getting all this money from these people, and I'm gonna let Brad, when you finish here, Justin. I got something for Brad. But what do you think, Justin? Anything else on that?
It's just disconcerting because when you told me when I found out who the first person was, the thief, a number 1 thief, I was like, oh, him? Okay, cool. And I was like, that sucks. And now this guy, it's like he's involved or he's backing him or whatever, and he doesn't want to be on the podcast, or at least the podcast to exist. It's just like, man, that sucks, You
Makes
spend
him
time
kind
with
of a
that
baby
person.
too, right? Like you're kind of a pussy at that point, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, what's wrong with that? Just because he might get pressure from it looks like you're, I don't know, the whole camp thing, I feel like is part of it. Well, you can't have that up there with them because it's like painting them in a good light, or I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I just found out this information. I need time to ruminate,
All right, I'm gonna go to Brad, Mr. Cock. Mr. Cock, you were actually part of that group at one point too, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, this has now become a cross-examination rather than
Which
so you were part of
like,
that, but you got out of there. You found how toxic their environment was and left. Is it or is it not true that you were part of helping to uncover this theft operation?
Yes, I was.
And you're proud to say that, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Now, when you were a part of that group, knowing that somebody received $1,400 for a PTSD treatment, what kind of person was he when he was in that group?
I mean, during race and everything, he was an asshole. I mean, he wouldn't take accountability for his wrecks that he caused. He'd always say, oh, you got into me, or this or that. And I'm like, dude, own your shit.
Own your shit. Not only that, own your theft, right? Because he was a part of the theft ring. Am I correct in saying that?
Yep, he was one of the ones that was sponsored. I'll just say that. And he was out there sharing. I know the whole expression, sharing is caring, but not at the expense of other people's hard work.
Exactly. And now the bombshell question. Knowing that he got $1,400 to get a PTSD treatment, who is the person in that group that gives the most money to the evil streamer?
Well, that's Mr. PTSD shot himself.
So he's okay just handing over probably hundreds of dollars?
Yeah, back when I used to watch the stream, he would donate 2,000 stars, 5,000 stars. He'd be like the star sender of the week, star sender of the month.
So we're talking
I mean,
hundreds, if not thousands of dollars that he's probably sent to this evil streamer.
Yep. Which I've actually been told that by another iRacer who used to be part of that group. He actually helped pitch in money to help this streamer get a new set of pedals.
So he took advantage of other people's charity while dishing out the funds to a thief, a liar, a god pounder who's evil. Right?
Yes, sir.
So when you say pedals, let me ask, since I'm not a racer, on average, what would you say the amount of money would be for these pedals?
Close to around.
Pedals he got. I know this for a fact. I happened to be involved in the purchase. I was just the middleman. The pedals that he purchased retail for about $800.
Holy crap! $800 to put your feet on and push? What's wrong with you guys?
Oh no, these ones weren't like your ordinary pedals. These were, I guess you can kind of say, specialty pedals.
These my special shoes.
They'll take me anywhere.
Oh, we gotta be careful. Too much. Going too much in that territory.
Nope.
What did
We
you,
went
what
there,
did he
time
say?
to
Do I need an edit now? Wasn't even paying attention to him because sometimes he doesn't say anything interesting.
No, he almost ended the show.
Wait, I didn't start it.
No, he's talking about me.
Yeah.
So this guy could have probably easily paid $1,400 himself to get his PTSD treatment instead of trying to take advantage of others.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did he really want to do it?
Instead, he used the
Because
money
way
to hand it over to the streamer.
Would he have?
He
would
wanted
have
to do
spent
this.
his own money.
He wanted to do it. He came to the charity saying, I would do anything to have this treatment done. Anything. And the charity made it happen for him.
Right. What was the thing called again? I'm trying to look it up now.
The
Thing he had.
Go to it's the Stellate Ganglion Block. SGB.
It's pretty good. You remembered all
Because
that.
$1,400 mostly is for most people is not covered by insurance. So I can easily, because Brad outed me as BACC charities, so I can easily provide receipt information that happened, that $1,400 was paid to Stella for that gentleman.
Stella.
So anyway, last words on Thieves and Assholes, Tony.
You're terrible. Stop doing what you're doing. Be a nice person. There's world's all messed up today anyway. We don't need assholes like you in here just doing what you're doing. So yeah, I mean, you'll get what you deserve one of these days. I guess, as everybody says, karma comes around. So it'll happen.
Goes around.
And we will be sitting here to talk about it when it happens.
Justin.
Goes around, goes around, goes around, comes all the way back around. Did it tell you, baby? Yeah, you hope karma bites somebody in the penis hole, but you can't. Sometimes you gotta take out your own justice. You gotta put on mascara at night, and then just
Or your
stab
sunglasses.
Yes.
Mr. Cock,
Ugh.
last words on Thieves and Assholes.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna be a thief, it'll probably make you an asshole.
Yeah.
That's well said.
I don't have a
right
problem with
there.
assholes so much. You know what? You know what it is? Thieves and Assholes is right because he's a thief and then he's an asshole about it. So that's perfect. You know? Just be a thief and be like, oh, I'm so sorry, hat in hand, oh, can you ever trust me again? Instead, it's like, fuck you, it's my dog just died. It's like, you're a thief and you're an asshole. You're a fucking cocknob cubed. Fuck you, go away.
So,
anyway,
I don't have I think I've said enough about this, but you guys talked about karma biting his ass. So some people believe in karma, some people don't. But what about superstitions?
Superstition.
I mean, there's people out there that have superstitions that are, I have to do this so I can make money today. Or, athletes have to. You go watch a baseball player go up to bat and he has to do a fucking dance before he gets in the batter's box. Because if he doesn't, I guess he'd get hit in the head. I'm not quite sure. Because after he does his dance and strikes out, I'm not quite sure how that worked. Or like the dirty underwear, you have to wear the same underwear for like 7 days because you did well or something. Like, don't understand that. But like, so what are some of your favorite superstitions? And do you have any that you do, Brad?
I mean, the only one that I know of that I thought was kind of funny was, like, it's off of a movie, That's My Boy, where Andy Samberg has to carry, like, a pair of underwear in his inner pocket of his jacket as his lucky underwear, because he winds up, like, if he gets tased or something, he winds up shitting himself. So he has to keep those in his jacket pocket.
So you have an extra pair of underwear. Well, that's
well, that kind of goes back to what your mom always said. Make sure your underwear is clean, in case you end up in the hospital. I don't want people to think I raised some shit stainer.
What about? Do you have any superstitions you do or have done or anything like that? Like, if you have a scratch-off ticket, do you have to use like the same quarter or anything like that until you lose and you throw that quarter out the window or something?
No, I've never really been into like superstitions. So I'm like, I just do what I normally do every day.
Okay.
Wake up, get ready for work, go to work, come home.
Tony, what do you think? You got any favorite ones, or do you have any superstitions?
Well, not anymore. I used to back in the day when I played baseball. When I pitched, when you walking off the field, you do not step on the chalk line. You jump over it. So that was one when I was pitching. I always did that. As a batter, I always had to touch both sides of the plate with the bat. So yeah, but I mean, one I probably still do today from playing baseball and stuff is when you go to a game and there's a no-hitter going on, you do not talk about it. And if somebody says,
right,
hey, they don't have any hits, you tell them to shut up real quick because you do not talk about a no-no.
That's right. That is, and that's like the broadcaster's curse, right? In any sporting event, if you got a no-hitter going or a goalie in a hockey game or something's got a shutout going, you don't talk about it because it's the broadcaster's curse. You'll ruin it. So let me ask you this. When you didn't step on the line and the next inning you came out and pitched and somebody hit a homer off you, what good did that not stepping on the line do for you?
I mean, I guess I just threw a bad pitch, so maybe I should have stepped on the line and, threw that slider a little bit farther outside. I mean, you still see that today. You'll still see major league guys still doing that. They won't touch the line. They'll jump over it, even at, the big league level. So,
right.
Yeah, that's just one that just carries on.
Justin, you got any good ones that you like, or do you do any superstitions?
The knock on wood's popular, I think. If you say something like you say something bad luck, like if you
I've never broken a bone. Knock on wood.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Something like that. I don't know how much of that's like actually like if I don't knock on the wood, I will break a bone. But I don't know how much of that's like in jest myself. But I would just say like, and with the batters and everything and jumping over the thing, I think it starts as superstition, but then eventually it's just behavior. So I think the whole knock on wood to me isn't like directed at the superstition that I initially felt, but it's just like something you do in at this interval. Other than that, superstitions. I don't like playing certain songs because I feel a certain way about them in my repertoire, and I don't know why. That's kind of weird. And yeah, nothing really, nothing else.
So no, like
I just
you
can't-
break a mirror, that's 7 years of bad luck, or I know you're a cat guy. So what if a black cat walks in front of you?
I'm like, hell yeah, here comes a cat. But the walking under the walking under ladders thing's tough too because I was like a handyman for a year and it's like you have to be under ladders. So, like, I don't know who that applies to. If you've carried a ladder, you probably carried an open ladder, or if you had to do something like to go foot somebody, you're all underneath that ladder. So, and people that move glass stuff and furniture every day, I mean, they're breaking mirrors like left and right. Like at least once a year. So if I think enough about it, I'm like, you're fine. But
What's the thing you
the
got?
stuff
Like,
I do, I think is
what is it? If you do something, you have to throw salt over your shoulder.
You
Oh, if
spill the
you-
salt.
Yeah.
Okay.
He spills.
Yeah.
I don't know why that
Which,
is.
of
When
course,
your food just get real salty if you don't. I don't know that.
It's just bad luck in general. I think if it was just down to the food, I would not throw the salt. But I've thrown the salt and I haven't thrown the salt. Try not to knock over the salt so you don't have the awkward thing of somebody going, you should throw it over your shoulder. And then, is it the left shoulder or the right shoulder? And then that's all you're talking about for 20 minutes. So
Yeah, just don't be
drop
like
the salt.
Just don't be like Dumb and Dumber.
Nice.
He throws the
So
whole thing.
I've got a few. I've got a few, and everybody knows I'm a hockey guy, right? So they're all kind of hockey related. And if you think about them, I think over the years, rather than being superstitions, I think they just became traditions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the playoff beard. You go into the playoffs, and the superstition is you don't shave until you're eliminated from the playoffs, right? Then there's if you win the conference championship, they award you the conference trophy. Well, and they give it to the captain, but the captain always seems to go over, shake the guy's hand that's presenting it, but never actually touches the trophy. And the thing behind that is they don't. That's not the trophy they want. They want the next one, right? And then, of course, when it comes to the Stanley Cup, there's the superstition of you never touch the Stanley Cup until you win it. And I think these, over the years, started out as superstitions. But I think have become really good, like, traditions in hockey. You look forward to that every year. You look forward to the end of the conference championship series, and you always go, well, is he going to touch it? Is he going to pick up the trophy and take it with him, or is he just going to leave it there and not touch it? You'll hear guys all the time, hockey players say, I'll never touch the cup until I win it. I think it's more of a tradition. So as superstitions probably date back to God knows when the dinosaurs ruled the earth, and the asshole wasn't actually stealing shit yet. And then they just became tradition. So what's your feel on that? Like, is it really more of a superstition now, or is it just tradition? Brad, what do you think?
I think going off of your thing with hockey, I actually think that sounds more like it would be tradition than superstition, like how you're talking about with the Conference Cup. And no, I don't want to touch that one. I want the next one. I want the big one. I want the Stanley Cup. That's the one I want to touch. And then, I mean, with the whole beard thing, I think I mean, I think that one's a superstition instead of tradition.
Right, because if you shave, that means you're eliminated, right? So you just don't do it. Justin, what do you think? Over the years, you think these things have just could become more of a tradition rather than a superstition, or are you a believer in superstitions?
Not a believer in superstition. Like I said, my own superstitions. I wish I used the word tradition or what was the other word you said? I said behavioral, like you just do it because you're used to doing it.
Like just traditions.
Tradition, yeah. You said say another word too that really fit. I can't remember, but yeah, I would say I would wish I used that word because that applies here too. With all the sports stuff is tradition, I think, because I know the no hitter one, know a little bit about the hockey ones you said, and I want to add the basketball thing. Like nobody's just gonna go to the free throw line and dribble once. That's like another thing. Like you have to like dribble like more than once before you try to throw a free throw.
Yeah, why is that?
Fashion.
Like I never understood that. I guess see, I'm not a basketball guy, so I guess I didn't understand that one or even know of that one to be honest with you. But I guess that's a thing because I always wonder. I'm like, what are they up there bouncing the ball 100 times for?
Well,
They're just handed the ball and all they gotta do is shoot. Like
the ball either has to hit the ground a bunch of times or it can't hit the ground. Once, I mean that's just what I've heard. Once you're at the foul line, so you'll see like a lot of like one or the other. You'll probably never see nobody just never bounce the ball. That'd actually be a fun thing to watch. Like, like see if like one person goes up the foul line and doesn't dribble once.
yeah, I would actually like to see that. Like that'd be somebody needs to start a new
Like, what the
superstition.
fuck?
Like I don't shoot.
It would make,
I
like,
don't
the
shoot
news.
free throws unless I'm not dribbling the ball when I shoot free throws. I want to see somebody do that.
Well, that ball's not going to touch the ground until I put it through the hoop. Like you could say, like that ball will not touch the ground until it goes through the hoop.
That's right.
That ball can touch the ground when it goes through the hoop and lands. Damn.
Right.
On a slow news day, that could really catch some steam. One guy goes up there and doesn't bounce. Then they have to go like this.
And that would have to be the news that we talked about for 2 months because people still don't know the news.
Yeah, exactly.
Tony,
superstition.
Tony, what do you think? Does this become more of a tradition, or do you believe in superstition?
I don't know. I think I'm still gonna have to believe in superstition. So yeah, I mean, things happen. If you do it and believe in your good luck. I never thought about the quarter one. Where you win something and then you got to keep using it until you lose. I never thought about that, so now I might have to start that one. So that'd be a good one. So hopefully, I win lots of money off my lucky quarter that I'm gonna now have. So thank you.
So let me ask you this: has it become tradition, or is it a superstition that we go to the casino, I get drunk, and then point out a slot machine to play, and you have to play it? Is that tradition, or is that superstition now?
Oh man, it's a little bit of both. So, because it depends on where you are. If we're not in Vegas, then it's a superstition. Does it still work here? If we're in Vegas, then it's tradition because it's happened there.
Right.
See?
It's an interesting concept. And I want to hear from you guys. Do you guys believe in superstitions? Do you think they're traditions? What are your superstitions? Do you have any good ones that you like or do? I'd love to hear somebody say, I got to put, my underwear on with the left foot first or some shit like that. Or, I don't know what Cock is doing.
Cock, what are you doing?
I'm fixing my wheel. Listen to y'all and fixing my wheel. Hey, because I got a race here in about an hour.
he can't put his wheel on when we're done. He's got to do it because he's got to race in an hour.
Yeah, gonna take 30 minutes to put it on.
Yeah, you saw him do it in 20 seconds.
That's what his fiance said. Oh.
Yeah, is that what you? Are you like the 20-second man there, Cock man?
No.
So since
who would admit to that?
So we got two guys. We got two guys that are that have fiancés on here right now. So let's let's ask them a personal question. And we'll start with Brad. Where is the strangest place you have stirred the batter?
Hold on. Before you answer, so is this with the fiance or just anywhere? With from any time?
How about I make you
depends on
answer
if the fiance's
twice?
watching.
What if I make you answer twice?
Way to go, Tony.
So now you have to tell me what is the strangest place ever, and then with the fiance.
Let's see. With me, it was with. At the time, me and her were friends, and we wound up sneaking out of leaving our friend's house, and we were trying to find a spot, and we actually found like a vacant mobile home that had a shed building, and we went to the shed building.
That's not exciting.
No,
But
we've all
it's
had
strange.
certain sheds.
And that was with the fiance?
No,
Oh, okay. So
that
now,
was like
That was with Joe.
where's the so now with the fiance, where have you guys gotten crazy? Stirred the batter.
nowhere crazy.
You just do it missionary every time? Is that what you're?
No, I'm saying like
It's gonna be a
like,
heated marriage. It's gonna be one exciting marriage. You gotta spice it up at some point, Brad.
We will.
Have you not
that
stirred the
really
batter
else?
with your fiance?
Within the first week of our new house, every room's going to be broken into.
Justin, why are you letting the assholes break into his house?
What?
What? Are you stoned?
What did I do? What? Why am I letting the assholes break into his house?
Yeah, he said as soon as he buys a new house, every room in his house is gonna get broken into.
Oh,
Oh.
Justin's
I still
out
don't
there.
get it. What did I do?
Justin's really out there. So I'm just gonna assume that you and the fiance have not stirred the batter.
No, we have. It's just nowhere crazy.
Nowhere fun?
No.
Under the bed? Like, did you get a forklift and lift up the bed like they did in SummerSlam and do it under the bed or something? Like,
No.
well, you're gonna have to work on spicing up that love life. Tony, we're moving on
Yes.
because that was boring.
It was very boring. I'm about to go to sleep. But so I'm going to join the boring parts too. So Brad, I would join you, but hey, I'm sorry. Let me hear me out before you start ridiculing me, Andy. I mean, we're getting married in Hawaii, so I mean, there are volcanoes there. So I mean, wouldn't that be awesome to right there next to a volcano? Maybe it's going off and I'm going off at the same time.
He's gonna rock the
All
volcano.
kinds of eruptions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so with your fiance, you've not been any spiced up. So let's have you had any other exciting encounters?
I mean, I don't know if it's considered exciting, but I was young and dumb and full of cum, we'll say.
We know you were
Outside-
14 when you had your kid.
Exactly. So this is how it happened, pretty much, probably. Outside of her grandparents' house on the front porch in the middle of winter. So, yeah, like 2 o'clock in the morning.
So nobody's been like tailgating a football game or baseball game, got really drunk and like gone in the porta potty or nothing like that.
Well, I don't drink, so no. So I guess we need to talk to your wife though and see what she, her body's for.
Let's just say we got a spicy marriage. How's that? Okay. Well, I had to find out from you guys because you guys are the because like the newlyweds, the fiance stuff, that's supposed to be when it's real exciting. So, I mean, Justin, do you want to talk about any exciting encounters you had?
Well, I've had the coitus outdoors, in at least one place. I've had the coitus in a shower, which I wouldn't recommend for the women. And I've had the coitus in the woods, so that's out of doors again. In a tent, though.
In a tent, so not just out in the open.
And not all those times was I by myself.
Well, that's good. Just some of those. I hope in the woods in a tent you weren't by yourself.
Oh well, some of those I was by myself, and it's to you to figure it out. The woods are scary at night.
I would assume the shower was by himself. That's daily.
Well, it's like a different kind of Lysol.
Well, it's been fun. So let us know where you out there may have had a crazy encounter somewhere. Love to hear those stories.
What about you?
Oh God, you don't want to hear my stories.
Oh no.
Dude.
I already done told you about one. Somebody got drunk.
I already done told you.
Somebody got drunk at a tailgate and ended up in a porta potty.
Nice.
I mean, come on. I mean, that's
What was his name?
Tony.
Tony, you remember that? Well, he
No,
doesn't drink.
for the
so he
record,
wouldn't
we've
remember
never been to a sporting event where there's a tailgate. We have never done that together. I want that out.
that. I would look
That he
out.
remembers.
Yeah. Hey, Tony. If you went into the woods somewhere with somebody else and you woke up with your ass like smeared in ketchup, would you tell anybody?
No.
Want to go in the woods?
No. I catch it, so I know you won't touch it.
Why are you using ketchup?
I don't know why I said ketchup. I don't know. It
That is
shouldn't
the
have peanut butter. I don't know why I
strangest
said
type of
ketchup.
lube I've ever heard of is ketchup. Good
Well, you know what?
Lord.
Ketchup does sound funny because he would reach back and think blood. So maybe ketchup is good. He'd be like, "What in the world? What in my ass happened?"
So are you guys
There's
going in the
blood back
woods,
there.
Tony? You and Justin?
He said he won't tell anybody. So
Yeah. So we're gonna go hang out.
Nice. Well, let us know where you have had special encounters, and that would be some fun emails to read and learn about our listeners out there. And Justin, how would they do that?
they would backtalk us at gmail.com. BACC talk us@gmail.com. I think
Right. You think?
that would be the best way because we'll read your emails.
So I
Hell,
thought
you might even get a T-shirt.
You might get a T-shirt, but I'm afraid
While
if you do
supplies
that, you'll
last.
stop emailing us. So,
Right.
we'll have to see. Brad, thanks for stopping by today and helping us out as we missed Dustin today. Dustin, hope everything out there gets better with your scheduling and whatnot, and we can get you back here soon. Covered a lot. Covered the Thieves
come
and
back,
Assholes
Dustin.
again. And the Superstitions and some other stuff. So hit us up and SummerSlam. Hit us up on the email. Backtalkus@gmail.com. Let us know what your thoughts are. Where have you had special encounters? It's going to get us to our roundup here. And Justin, final thoughts, buddy.
Again, thanks for the downloads and then the watching and listening. Let us also know in the email if you think we should all get together and make a movie, right? And it would be from the point of view of
you're fucking thinking about.
well, it would be from the point of view of all the tables at a wrestling event, and it would be a horror film. Daddy, am I
Tony-
gonna get broken today? I don't know. From the table's point of view, because you guys were talking about the wrestling earlier, and like, well, he went through it. Then he threw him through a table. I'm like, how much? Are tables safe at this place? Seems like went through the presenter's table, went through this table, and then he went through a table over here. It's like they just fucking the guy's calling up tables. You know, he's like, are you gonna break him again? Maybe.
That's like that movie. What is it? I think it's like Sausage Party or something, where it's all the.
it's all the food.
Yeah, all the food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sausage party.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of like that because you'd have like, you'd have to anthropomorphize tables in some way, and you'd have a cute little one, and like he gets broken early on, so you know the tone the movie's gonna be. You're like, oh my god, they just killed a kid. What the fuck movie is this? And it's tables, fucking WWE tables. Be like, will any of us be safe? I hear there's a SmackDown this Saturday. No. That's
Justin,
it.
other
Thanks for
final
watching,
thoughts? Is that it?
Nope.
from you?
Pray for my ankle. Pray for my ankle. Pray that I always be looking down now. That's a new superstition I have. I'm always looking down because I keep hurting my ankle.
And it runs in the
Thanks
family.
for watching, listening, going. It does. And nobody in the family can run now.
Tony, final thoughts, bud.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great show. Talked about a lot of stuff. Yeah, please make sure you send those emails. So let us know what you think. And yeah, we'll share them and give you our thoughts about everything. So it's been great, like it always is every week. So yeah. One silly thought that I always have when Justin says BACC Talk US at gmail.com. There, I said it. I always think in my head when he said EA Sports, it's in the game. Just 'cause of the tone.
BACC Talk US at gmail.com. It's in the game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Email
I love those commercials. I missed that one.
EA Sports, it's in the game.
Oh yeah. Maybe I'm channeling that, and you just had a breakthrough for me.
Nice.
Good.
Brad, once again, thanks for filling in today. Final thoughts from you, sir.
Enjoyed being on the podcast, hanging out with you idiots. Great show. I always love those shows. Whether I'm being made fun of as ex-president cockhair or I just put nair and disappear.
Because I hate that name.
Exactly.
He does not like his. Well, he lost the cocker
Yeah.
name just because he lost the presidency too. We don't even have a president. We're like we're a ungoverned government right now, which is we're just out of control. Yeah, thanks, Brad, for filling in. Really appreciate you. We'll have you back again soon. Come bring a little bit more personality. Stop making it so boring.
That's my job, fucker. So I do a good job at it.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, they say I'm
it's
starting
really
to look
hard.
like you, so I got to fill in this spot.
It's really, really hard to navigate two boring people. I can navigate one, but it's hard to navigate two. So please bring a little bit of something next time. Stop being Tony's twin. Other than that, again, thanks, Brad, for coming on. Appreciate you. I had a good time. It's a good show with two idiots and a cock. Until next time, everybody. Tits up. Fuckers.